Hi, my name is Maria5. If you are new, welcome to my channel. If you are not new, welcome back to my channel. I'm here today talking about Neil Gaiman. This is not a regular book talk, or book review. It's more like an author talk, an author review stating how I feel about things. I'm really sad about the news of Neil Gaiman that happened on Monday with all the news. What can I say? There are about 5 authors that I have read absolutely everything they've done. And in Neil Gaiman's case, listen to the audiobooks, watch the movies, read the graphic novels. And he has a series, a master class series on writing, which is available through Hoopla if you have Hoopla in your area. And I watched all of those. So I feel like I really knew him. I really thought so. When all this stuff came out on Monday, I thought, oh, I can't go back to what it was in July. I have to actually say and do something. So here we are. Last July 1st, I started this channel. I opened up with a Neil Gaiman book, Stardust, which is my absolute favorite fairy tale, I think. It might actually be Hans Christian Andersen. But yeah, it's all just really sad, disappointing. And I feel betrayed. I do. There is an element of betrayal because I've promoted him. Like, I've promoted all of his works to no end. And yeah, here we are. He has like over 160 works that he has either co-written, co-produced, co-somethinged. There's been a lot, and I have listened to, read, watched, heard all of it. So back in July, he was accused of sexually assaulting 2 women. And I chose to not say anything. I chose to say, oh, he has a lot of money. People talk. Maybe they figured they could get some money out of him. That was my initial reaction. And I left it at that. And then this Monday, he was accused again. And there are 8 women that have come forward. There are 14 women in total that we know of. And apparently his wife, Amanda Palmer, was, I won't say complicit, but she knew at least about some of them, offered her home a shelter. Like, she wasn't kept in the dark about this. So she did know. And yet nothing happened. Nothing changed. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of artists, not a lot. There are artists that have been accused of this sort of thing, this degradation toward women, the second sex, Simone de Beauvoir, this whole feeling that that women are not equal. He wanted them to call him master in a lot of cases. And these are women, from New Zealand and the UK and the US. Like, it's not just one, little local spot. This is several continents, several women over several continents, all coming with the same story. And I don't think you can make that up. I really don't. I really believe this is now true. And I am sorry that I buried my head again in the sand in July and thought, oh, I'm sure this is nothing. I'm sorry I thought that, but that was where I was at then, and this is where I am at now. So, Paul Gagnon, Picasso, Michael Jackson, and not specifically, but, on another whole tangent, Salman Rushdie, who I was going to do a show on, and I was reading his works in order to be able to talk about him and present him and talk about his latest work, Knife. He was attacked on stage 2.5 years ago. And yeah, he lost an eye, lost the use of his right hand. It was pretty vicious. And the person that was interviewing him was also attacked. And to see pictures of him are pretty shocking. They are really, yeah, quite devastating. So there's that, you know, and he also, not women. He's on his fifth wife number 5, and all the stories from the women are just, they're pretty horrific. He really felt he was superior to them. Still feels, he's still alive, feels he is superior to them. And Neil Gaiman is the same. And I couldn't do the talk on Knife. I couldn't bring myself to get over it because it was so demeaning. His attitude was just so awful. And I thought, I can't do this. I can't do this. And I'm feeling like with Neil Gaiman, I mean, I don't think he's going to stop writing. He's a writer. That is what he is and does. And I don't think he's going to stop, but I think his career is now over. Nobody will buy into him at all anymore. And there will be an awful lot of work that will be, I'm sure, published posthumously, which is, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, and in that case, I will probably read it then. He's still a brilliant writer, but I cannot buy into his work anymore, and I cannot promote him anymore. I can't, yeah, I cannot be positive at all. And I've heard people say, oh, you know, you can just separate the artist from the art, from the work, and I don't think you can. I'm a writer. I've had several pieces of poetry published. First one when I was 10 years old. Like, I have been publishing and writing poetry my whole life. And one day, maybe there will be a work out there, hopefully, right? Yeah, but I don't think you can separate. With every piece that I've written, that I have published, that I've gotten published, that I've sent away for publication and been rejected, there's a little piece of me in there. It's not something that's just arbitrary, you know, floating out there in the ether. This is, yeah, it's part of me. It's part of who I am. And I don't think you can. I don't think you can separate the work from the person who created it. Yeah, it's really, really sad. So this is a goodbye to Neil until he's gone. Please do not support him. There's been a lot of, yeah, women that he has treated less than. I feel betrayed because, as I said, I thought I really, really knew him, and I don't. Obviously, now I know him a lot better. Now there's all this damning evidence against him, and yeah, it's not pretty. It's not at all what I support. I am really here that every single individual here on this earth is worth exactly the same as everyone else. So thank you so much for listening and watching, and yeah, no more Neil Gaiman. Hopefully some good fantasy still, though, hopefully. All right, thank you so much. Tomorrow is a regular book, and yeah, we will talk to you then. Bye-bye.